Truth teller. She nailed me to the cross by her actions, her words against me moving forward. Always trying to antagonize me. And forgive me if I'm wrong, y'all, but when I think of people like this, I just think, my God, that has to be a miserable existence. Miserable. And that's just on a personal level, right? We haven't started talking about, but we're about to, when you get on social media and you start telling the truth. What did the governing body do? They started shutting people's accounts down, lying, saying they were saying things they weren't, suing people who are putting out real, truthful, factual information, who are trying to get the current witnesses to think. They lie and assess them with hate speech. The governing body does this to people they don't want to talk, and they say, well, it's hate speech. Meanwhile, we have video after video of the governing body saying we can't wait for all the apostates to be dead, for Jehovah to kill them, with visuals of lighting a match from the podium, mainly because he has no substance in his speech, because his ability as a public speaker is subpar. Most of them are. You ever sit down and listen to a Jehovah's Witness talk, non-Jehovah's Witnesses? Whew. I'm not going to lie to you. When I started going to church, it was a blessing because it was, it's so animated and active. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them. Black churches I'm talking about, the choir, the pastor. Go sit down at a Jehovah's Witness for 45 minutes. You will be bored to tears. You're like, please, Lord, take me now. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, they're shutting down accounts. And now that's happening everywhere to the truth tellers, the thinkers, accounts being banned, muted, shadow banned. I'm still not even sure what shadow ban even means. Even for me, I've been doing this regularly for over a year now, and I have not even 300 followers. I could get 10 people to follow me right now, and my numbers will not move up, maybe 1 or 2 notches. You understand what I'm saying? Thinkers, truth tellers are being nailed to the cross, silenced. We don't want you talking that nonsense. And when you start talking about thinkers and truth tellers in the world at large, all kinds of terrible things happen to them. They get labeled crazy. That's probably the worst. Now, let me not say that. But there's the crazy label. Then there's jail. And then if none of those two works, and the harassment, then guess what's left? Each of us probably can rattle off 5 to 10 people who were thinkers and truth tellers who are no longer here. That's the ultimate nailing of the cross, or nailing on the cross. These are people who wanted everybody to have the same leverage, same start gate, same everything, even playing field. But clearly, not everybody has that as a desire. And so, I'm not going to lie to you. Today I'm saddened when I think about how people are thinking, and how not only, it'd be different if the way you were thinking only affected you, right? If you were, it'd be different if I didn't have to worry about you out on the road not stopping at the intersection, running up behind me at 80, 100 miles an hour. It'd be different if you're only risking your life. But that type of thinking puts everybody in jeopardy. My mother's inability to research, right? We had libraries back then, even though we didn't have today's internet access. There's a library 1 block from my house, the house I grew up in, that is still there today. So there's no reason why she and my dad couldn't have gone to start looking at this organization, because Brother Ray Franz's book was written in the 80s. I think 80, I can't remember, 83, somewhere along those lines. So it's been out like 30 years, 30, 40 years. I remember hearing of his name while we were going to the Kingdom Halls. I remember. So my mother's decision to not think, my dad too, and not to be truth tellers, it cost us, 6 of us. It cost 6 of all of their kids, it cost them something. Now, if they didn't have kids, that's fine. You're going to mess up your own mind, but don't mess up your kids. Don't mess up their start in life. Sorry, guys. For those of you who may fall into this category, your method of processing or not processing information has an effect on the rest of us, nationally and globally. National laws are affected by your inability to process information correctly. Local laws are processed. All these different things that are happening. The Jehovah's Witness organization, let me put it this way. The Jehovah's Witness organization and many like them would not exist without you guys. It's a shitty deal, but it's time for you to hear it. No organization that is about your detriment could exist if people like you were thinking. Let that sit on you for a minute. Because somebody you know was saying to you probably over the last 10 years, hey, take a look, read this article real quick, see what these people are saying. You know what? There's a video to complement the article so you can see what they're saying right out of their own mouths. Okay, that doesn't work for you. Take a look at this study. You don't have to even read the whole thing. Just read the abstract. The abstract is the summary. You'll know in the first paragraph what the whole thing is about. And you told them, because you didn't want to think and you didn't want to process, you didn't want to what did he say in the opening audio? You didn't want to use knowledge as a process instead of just having an answer. And so you called that stuff conspiracy theory, and you said the Holy Spirit and Jesus and Jehovah were going to help you. Well, none of that happened. But the conspiracy theory did. Think about it. You rather just have an answer, right? He talked about that. Not valuing knowledge as a process, as opposed to knowledge as an answer. Jehovah's Witnesses, you have knowledge as an answer. Somebody gave you that. You didn't go look for it. You didn't go research. You didn't get on the internet. You didn't go to the library. You didn't look in the encyclopedia. You didn't read that study I was just talking about. You didn't read that article I was just talking about. Somebody gave you that answer. They told you what to think. You didn't go through the process like the young lady in the, well, it's actually a cartoon, and it's very well done. It supports what he's saying very well, so be sure to take a look at it. But the second interview prospect was a lady, and she said, like he said, I don't know the answer, but let me go find it. That's what the former Jehovah's Witnesses did. The people you call apostates. Well, how come they can't answer this question? You know what? Let me go look and see why we don't have an answer to this. And that is the process of knowledge. That was the process. We valued the process of information. That's why you can't come to me and say, Jehovah says, with faith, the sky will be red tomorrow. I'm going to say, because I am going to value the process of knowledge, where can you find that at? And then let's wait and see tomorrow before I believe that. You guys don't value the process of knowledge for whatever reason. You don't feel like it. It's not important to you. But I promise you, starting today, it's going to be important to you. Not just having the answer and no understanding of how you got it. That's important. That's why teachers used to tell you in school, break down your work, show your work. Knowledge, valuing the process of that math answer. 2 + 2 is 4. Yeah, everybody knows that. How do you write that out? And this is why you guys are the support base of everything. And I am going to say it like that. You guys, you people who refuse to think, people who you can give them the information, they just look at you with the deer in the headlights. You guys are the foundation for institutions like the Jehovah's Witnesses. They can't exist off my back. The Jehovah's Witness organization cannot exist off of James or anybody else who does research on this organization. It cannot. That's why they have to demonize us and make hate speech towards us, governing body. We got you on tape, okay? So cut that out. Wishing death upon us. And that still sounds like an organization you want to be with? That's the organization you want giving you the answer instead of you figuring out the answer? Because that's what that process is about. Taking all these, as much different avenues of information you can handle. For some, a couple. For some, it's 3, 4, 5, 10. Whatever your ability to handle is, take that information, sift it around, and then let it sit on and then figure out, according to your experiences, what you've seen, what goes where, what can be used to come to a decision. That's the other thing, and I talked about this maybe last week or the week before. The discipline, Jehovah's Witnesses, especially those who are born in, we didn't have any discipline or get to work on our discipline to do these things. That's why you don't do anything, because you were taught never to do anything. They didn't teach you to go find out on your own, to go work on you, to build up your self-esteem and your courage and your understanding of the world and your understanding of the material you're consuming. They cannot tell you that. Because, like I said earlier, the only people that will stay in that kind of environment are people who refuse to do those things. They can't tell you because that'll send you out of there. They for sure can't tell it to me. So now you, people who refuse to think, people who crucify the truth tellers on the lower levels, you guys are now sources of income for both the people who are lying to you and the people like me that are trying to say, hey, at least think about it. Everybody's making money off of you because everybody sees the game but you and your mental laziness, mental weakness. Get up out of there, man. It's not doing you any good at all. Or us. If you want to wreck your life, go ahead and wreck it, player. Don't wreck mine. Don't wreck my small business. Don't wreck my money-making opportunities because you won't pay attention. You're refusing not to know something. I never thought I would have to say that as an adult to another adult, but you are refusing not to know something. And it's not a bad thing to know stuff. It's not a bad, if you go back to the audio, and again, once you guys look at the video, you'll see what I'm talking about. But the job candidate who went to actually go through the fire, let me not say that, go through the process of learning, there was a reward there. She got the job, first of all. There's a confidence that comes with knowing that you researched the information and were able to come to a good conclusion. There's freedom that comes with that. You don't have all that stress and all that worry. Well, Jehovah said any day now. I heard this when I was 5. I'm 75 now. And all those years of stress and anxiety. When you know something, you don't even have to deal. Oh, I already know LeBron. I already know Kobe I already know Alicia Keys going to tear this down. Of course, everybody has a bad day here and there. But the big picture, overall, the majority of the time, you know what you're going to get from them. I know what I'm going to get when I prepare for a test. I'm going to feel better about it. I'm probably going to pass it if I prepared correctly. I know what I'm going to get when I shoot 1,000 shots a day in the gym. I know when it comes game time, I'm prepared. I'm ready. I feel good about it. There's no nervousness because I'm not prepared. You might be nervous being in front of the crowd, but that'll dissipate once the game starts. Your mental health is improving. Your brain is meant to absorb, use information, kick it in, spit it out. Good things happen from this. Why is that abhorrent to you? Good things happen from preparation. I even had to learn that doing this podcast. My first, and you probably could hear, my first several episodes, I thought a podcast was you just getting on and yapping off about whatever is bothering you. And that's what I would do. And then I realized, shoot, dude, you got to start doing these talking points and